he does stuff you're not supposed to do. What I mean by that is he may do stuff in space and like, oh, that should be a floater.
Yeah.
Like anybody else, that would be like, oh, he got to a spot, that's a floater. He's getting to that spot and he's reaching around dunking. So he's better than the hype. Not because the shit you can see, it's the shit you can't see. He's a little things dude. Every single time he's sprinting, try to block shot. Every single time he's running. Every single time he's in the right area on help. Every single time he makes the right play. He's a little things dude.
Goes right by Durant. With the left hand.
And then Wemby says, anything you can do, KD, I can do better. But how about with the left hand?
Wembanyama. Oh, goes back. Oh, no. And puts it down.
Are you kidding me? Come on. Unicorn.
Victor Wembanyama is a generational superstar that has put the NBA on blast. Wemby's video game size and elite handle has allowed him to dominate the league, having one of the best rookie seasons we have ever seen in the NBA. Let's take it all the way back to how Victor Wembanyama grew up and started to play basketball. How did Wemby become one of the best players in the NBA in just his rookie season?
Victor Wembanyama was born on January 4th, 2004 in Le Chesnay, France. Wemby comes from a family of extremely tall athletes. His father Felix was a track and field athlete standing at 6'6". Wemby's mother was a former basketball player and she's 6'3". He has a family of very tall people, so his current height makes a lot of sense. Along with his dedication to basketball, Wemby's family has played an extremely important role in his development as a basketball player through their experiences with playing high-level sports. Wemby said his father taught him proper running and jumping technique and made sure he was attentive to all the details in his respective sport. His mother, Elodie, became a youth basketball coach after her playing career, and this is how Victor was introduced to the game of basketball.
Wemby's mother helped him grow as a person and a player throughout his early years of basketball, as all great mothers do. Wemby's first team that he played for was the local basketball team Le Chesnay in Versailles. Throughout his youth playing career, he would play against age levels above his own because of his elite ability even at a young age. In 2013, Wemby was playing in a tournament with his local team and the coach of the Nanterre basketball, Michael Allard, was in attendance. Allard immediately took notice of Wemby due to his insane height and watched as he dominated the game. Allard immediately called the Nanterre Under-11 director to get Victor in the club immediately. Wemby would move clubs to Nanterre, leaving his family in Versailles to live in the Nanterre team dormitory. During his time there, Wemby taught himself English through watching American TV shows and videos from Instagram accounts. He dedicated himself to this because he thought English was the language of the NBA, and that's where he wanted to be. It was evident even at a young age he was dedicated to working hard at whatever he set out to do. Throughout this time, Wemby would play his way through the youth ranks and make his professional debut in 2019 for Nanterre in the Euro Cup at the age of 15. Wemby would later move teams at the age of 17 to the Asvel Basketball, a team owned by French legend Tony Parker. Wemby would compete and show everyone why he was a generational talent as he won the Best Young Player of the Year in 2020 to 2021. He also competed in the FIBA World Cup for the Under-19s. Wemby helped take France to the final game against the USA. He set a record for the most blocked shots in a tournament, averaging 5.7 per game. In the 2022-2023 year, Wemby joined the Metropolitans 92 in the Pro A League. He led the league with averages of 21 points per game, 10 rebounds, and 3.2 blocks per game. He was so dominant that he won the MVP in his first season in the league. The scouts took notice from his World Cup performance, but now they were fully invested in Wemby. He was immediately seen as the next generational talent in the NBA. Wemby was projected as the #1 overall pick in the 2023 draft, and he was prepared as it was his dream to play in the NBA. As draft night came, Wemby was in attendance, ready to hear his name be called first overall. Victor Wembanyama was drafted by the Spurs to be mentored by legendary coach Greg Popovich, who coached legendary big men like Tim Duncan and David Robinson. He also coached Tony Parker, a legendary French basketball player and a Hall of Famer. Pop was the perfect coach for Wemby early on as he was experienced with helping young international players grow into their full potential. The expectations were extremely high for Victor as immediately he was expected to be the Rookie of the Year and eventually take the Spurs back to championship contention in the coming years. Wemby would show the world that he was ready to take on those expectations and dominate the NBA in his rookie year. Victor's rookie year was a success from an individual standpoint, but a complete failure for the team. The biggest problem for Wemby's development was the lack of a true point guard on the team. The Spurs tried to play Jeremy Sochan at point guard, which wasn't a successful experiment, and there were many times where Wemby was unable to get the ball in good positions. The Spurs roster was not oriented in a way to help Wemby right out of the gate. His start to the season was slow, but in the middle of the year he caught fire and never looked back. Victor Wembanyama averaged 21 points per game and 10 rebounds in less than 29 minutes per game. He was the only player in the NBA this season to average over 20 points per game with at least 10 rebounds per game in 29 minutes or less. His per 36 numbers are also monstrous, as he would have averaged 26 points per game on 12 rebounds and 4.3 blocks per game. Wemby's dominance on the defensive end this season was noticed by everyone, especially the players trying to drive to the rim. Numerous times, players would try to challenge Wemby and either get their shot sent to the moon or run away afraid of the slender man in the middle. Wemby led the NBA in blocks per game at 3.6 and total blocks with 254. That was over 64 more blocks to the second closest player. Not only has his block shots been unreal, but players have shot a terrible 53% against Wemby when going at him in the paint. His presence alone scares offensive players, which has made the Spurs defense much better in the last few weeks of the season. The Spurs defensive ranking with Wembanyama on the court is 117.2. When he is off the court, it's 123.1. And over the last 15 games, their defensive rating with Wemby on the court is 106, which would rank them first in the NBA. These numbers put him as a rookie squarely in the conversation for Defensive Player of the Year, giving him the second best odds to the other French giant, Rudy Gobert. It's phenomenal what Victor has done this year with a not-so-ideal team, but how does it compare to other rookie years? Victor Wembanyama in his rookie year ranked 12th in the entire NBA in PER at 23.1. He ranked over guys like Jason Tatum, Kyrie Irving, Devin Booker, Kevin Durant, and even Steph Curry. Granted, PER isn't the all-encompassing stat to show how superior a season is, but it's a good indicator as to how you play it on both sides of the floor. His rookie year from an advanced analytics standpoint wasn't only good this season, but it was historically good when looking at all rookie seasons. Wemby has the third highest rookie PER since Wilt Chamberlain's rookie year at 28.6. That's more than players like Tim Duncan, Shaq, Chris Paul, Hakeem Olajuwon, and even LeBron James' rookie year. Even backing away from the advanced analytics, he was the fourth rookie ever to average at least 20 points per game and 10 rebounds per game with at least 3 blocks as well. That had put him in company with all-time greats such as Shaq, Alonzo Mourning, and David Robinson. With saying all of this, I think we can conclude that Wemby has had, at minimum, a top 15 rookie year ever. Victor Wembanyama from Versailles, France, has become a generational talent and an absolute alien in the basketball world. He is the giant amongst a league filled with giants. He has dominated throughout this year and proved to the world that he has what it takes to be the next all-time great. His rookie year will be something we will remember for a long time due to how phenomenal it was. The hope is that the Spurs can build a roster around Wemby soon so that we can see him in the playoffs and dominate on the highest stage. Wemby will be an all-time great. Thank you for watching. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you like the content. It really helps me out. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.